Okay, so this is a Samsung S5 camera lens replacement, and you can see I've got the back on. You just go ahead and take the back off as if you were replacing your battery. Get the back out of the way, lay the phone down, and what you need is a very small, very thin, flat blade instrument, which could be, in this case, I'm using a very thin, very small, flat blade screwdriver to pry up that metal bezel that holds the actual glass lens in place. And you can just slowly pry it up. It's just held together with a little adhesive. You see the rubber gasket that helps keep it water resistant. And then I use the same tool just to scrape the broken glass away from the camera lens. Stay away from that center black part because that's the actual camera lens itself. You're replacing the lens cover that protects the camera lens. So as you're scraping this broken glass away, try not to scrape it into the center part. You see I got a little bit in there. So try not to do that. Try to get it so that you're scraping it away from the center part. Get it all up and out of the way. You may want to, once you've got all this scraped up and out of the way, I picked the phone up, turned it on its side, tapped it lightly to get any of the loose glass or shards out of there. You can also use canned compressed air, or if you have an air compressor and a little blowgun, gently blow any articles, any remnants out of that. Once you've got it as clean as you can, I recommend taking the phone, turning it over, turning it on, and taking a couple of test photos with it to make sure you don't have any remnants of fuzz or dirt or glass in the camera, and making sure that the camera actually works. Because I've read where some people have replaced the lens and their camera still didn't work. Because in that case, their camera actually was broken. It wasn't just the lens. In my case, it was just the lens that was broken. I was able to take the old lens off, as you see me do it here, and replace it with the new lens, and my camera continued to work well. So I would recommend you test the camera once you get that old lens and all the little pieces out of there to make sure, one, that the camera works, and two, that you've got all the stuff out of there and you don't have little black fuzzies in your pictures when you're doing this. And you can see I'm just brushing it with my big fat thumb to get all that stuff out of the way. There's still a little adhesive left from the metal bezel. I take that same tool that I did to pry it open to start with, and I just kind of clean that up so that the new metal bezel will have a nice clean adhesion surface, and that will help keep it water resistant. Not a good idea really to test the water resistance of these tools, of these cameras. I did once go into the pool with it, but it hasn't worked right since. Okay, so this is what you get with a kit. New bezel, new lens cover. The little lens cover is a little black thing with a hole in the middle. It's got a little plastic cover to protect the adhesive. You grab that thing, peel that little teal plastic thing off, and press right down onto the phone with that glass, and that will glue it right to the camera so that it's protected. So again, just line it up, push it right into place. It's a perfect fit, beautiful, easy go, and you go ahead and just press lightly. You don't need to put a lot of pressure on it, and just go ahead and push that into place with your thumb or finger, nice and gentle. And then they do give you in this kit a nice soft cloth to wipe off any marks or smudges that you've got. Again, if you want to take a test photo at this point to make sure that you still don't have any black marks or anything, here's the bezel that's going to hold that into place. It's got that teal plastic. Now notice the notch there I'm pointing at on the bezel. The notch lines up with the notch on the phone. You need to make sure that when you take that teal plastic stuff off and go to put this on the phone, that you've lined up that little notch. Otherwise you'll have trouble. So here I've got everything lined up. I'm just going to push it straight down onto the phone. It fits beautifully, perfectly, original equipment kind of fit, and just a nice gentle pressure puts that right into the perfect place. So it's awesome. It's all set to go. It's completely ready. Everything's working great. Now, a part of this kit is that they also send a USB new cover for the port, the charging port or the data port that's on the phone. You can see this is a perfect fit. Everything looks good. The lens is good. The bezel is good. So the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to put that little cover back onto the phone. Now here I'm showing just putting the new piece into place. It's got a little plastic arm on the left side that fits into a little slot. I've already taken the little screw out with a cover that holds it into place. They do give you, included in this kit, is a screwdriver, so very nice. And I recommend when you go to loosen that screw, press straight down very hard on the screw and then unscrew it so you don't strip it or break the screw or anything. And then once you get that out, you can put that little piece in and then just screw it down snug. It works beautifully. That screwdriver is an awesome little tool. And then you just go ahead and snap the back onto the phone. Here you go. Look at that. It works like a charm. And you can see the weak link is that little piece of plastic that it hinges on. So over time, that little plastic wears out and it breaks. So here you just snap the back onto the phone. The USB is in place. The new lens is in place. Your camera's like new. Your phone is like new with a camera that works. And there you go. And the USB is going to open and close. Awesome. I hope you have as good and easy a time as I did. It really only took about 5 minutes or so. So good luck to you.